Okay, today we're going to learn how to solve equations by multiplying and dividing. But first, let's review. How do you solve the equation x plus 2 equals 9? First you do minus 2, and you end up with x equals 7. That cancels. Then what do you have to do next? Next you have to check. You have to write the original problem. You have to put 7 in x's place and see if it actually works. Well, 7 plus 2 is 9, so 9 equals 9, so it checks. Perfect. Solving equations by multiplying and dividing look like this. In the first equation, look at the 3 and the x. What are they doing? They're multiplying. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to divide. And we're going to do it using a fraction bar. And if we divide by 3, then the 3's will cancel. That leaves x. So if we divide negative 12 by 3, because remember, if you do it to this side, you have to do it to this side, then we end up with x equals negative 4. That's our answer. What do we do next? We check. How do we check? We write the original problem. And then we substitute our answer in for x. So 3 times negative 4. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. So that checks beautifully. That's what happens when you have a 3x or a 2x or a 1x or a negative 4x or anything with x. Now sometimes in problem number 2, looks like this. You have x divided by 2. Well, what's the opposite of divide? Opposite of divide is multiply. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2. It's going to look like this. 2 times x over 2. And if we multiplied this side by 2, we have to multiply this side by 2. So 7 times 2. To multiply a whole number times a fraction, you put it over 1. That cancels. X over 1 is just x. 7 times 2 is 14. That's your answer. To check it, you write the original problem. X over 2 equals 7. And you put 14 in x's spot. 14 over 2 equals 7. And you get 7 equals 7, so it checks. Now, let's try these two. In the first one, we have negative 2 and x multiplying, so we're going to do the opposite, which is divide. We're always going to divide by whatever the number is with the x, because that will make it cancel. So that cancels. That leaves us x equals negative 4, because 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4. Check it. Write the original problem down. Put your answer in for x. Does that equal 8? Negative 2 times negative 4 is 8. So yes, that checks. Let's try the next one. What's happening right here? Well, they're dividing. So what's the opposite of divide? Multiply. So we're going to multiply by 4. 4 times x over 4 and 4 times the negative 8. That cancels. That leaves x, and that's negative 32. To check it, we write the original problem. We put, whoops, that's not the original problem. Let's see if it'll let me. I'll just scratch it out. That equaled negative 8. See, now we're going to put negative 32 in x's spot. Does that actually equal negative 8? Negative 32 divided by 4, that is negative 8. So negative 8 equals negative 8. Okay, time to practice. Stop the video, work all 6 of these problems, and then check to see if you're doing them right. Okay, here are the answers as well as working out the problem for number 1 and 2. Look and see if your answer is correct, and also look and see if your work is correct, because remember, you have to show work like I'm showing work, or you're going to do it over. Here are the answers as well as the work for number 3 and number 4. Check your work, check your answers. You have to have it like mine. Here are the problems 5 and 6 worked out with answers. Check them, make sure you got those right. Okay, here's your first part of video homework. There will be another part later. This is just the first part. So get these written down on your paper and get ready for the rest of this video. Okay, now we're going to put it all together. We had equations where we had to add or subtract. Then we had equations where we had to multiply and divide. Now we have both of those put into one combination. And it looks like this. 2x plus 1 equals negative 7. So, whenever you have one that has something here with the x and also plus or minus something, you need to remember we're going to take care of this part first. We're always going to take care of the plus or minus part first. So, the first thing we do is we do minus 1, because plus 1 and minus 1 will give us 0, and it will get rid of the 1 on that side and get us closer to our goal of isolating the variable. Remember, if you do it to that side, you have to do it to the other side. So, on the first side, those cancel and you have a 2x left. Negative 7 plus minus 1, which is really negative 7, plus negative 1, remember one minus sign in the middle, is negative 8. Now, next thing you have to do is get this 2 gone from the x. So we're going to divide by 2 because those are multiplying. Divide by 2. And that cancels, and x equals negative 4. Checking. 2x plus 1 equals negative 7. Original equation. Now we think x is negative 4. Let's put it in for x. So 2 times negative 4 plus 1 equals negative 7. Now we're going to do the math. 2 times negative 4, negative 8. Plus 1, does that equal negative 7? Yes, it does. So negative 7 equals negative 7, and it checks. Okay, let's try another one. 3x plus 2 equals 23. Always take care of the plus or minus part first. So, minus 2, minus 2. That cancels. That leaves 3x. That's 23 minus 2 is 21. Now we're going to divide by 3. Divide by 3. So x equals 7. Now, we need to check. When you check, you write the original problem. 3x plus 2 equals 23. And then you put 7 in for x. 3 times 7 plus 2 equals 23. That's 21 plus 2. That is 23. So it checks. Remember, the work is just as important as the answer. You have got to show work exactly like I'm showing you. Okay, let's use this problem to practice. Go ahead and stop the tape, work it. Remember to take care of the plus or minus thing first, then turn it back on so you can see how to do it. Okay, first thing to do, minus 4, minus 4. That leaves m over 6. and 10 minus 4 is 6. Now the next thing to do, times 6 times 6. Put 6 over 1, cancel. M over 1 is just M. 6 times 6 is 36. There's your answer. Next you have to check. So write your original problem down and then put 36 in M spot. 36 divided by 6 is just 6. And 6 plus 4 is 10. So 10 does equal 10. Here's the rest of your video homework. Have a lovely evening. Don't forget to show all of your work. Solve, check, show all of your work just like mine.